Welcome, people. Hello, and welcome back to Robscast. This is episode 8. Oh, wait, I forgot to change that. Oh, God. There we go. Bear with me for a second. Hang on. Right, yeah, I'm just doing something, bear with me. Right, don't know if that was working. Right, I was just testing a little bit there. Right, so... Should have done this earlier, but... Okay, I've done a big spelling mistake. That's bad. Why did I do this? Alright, so... Welcome to Robscast, episode 8. And today we're joined by...
JP Weber Photography 2020.
That's yeah. For once, there's actually a change on this podcast.
First time being on here.
Yep. Yeah. It's basically. Shall I call you Josh in this podcast?
And if you want.
Yeah. So basically, it is Josh's first time on the podcast. So expect it to. How could I say this?
You lost your eyes on you.
Whatever. So, let's move on to the first topic, which is London Underground trains. And, please try and ignore the spelling I've done. Yeah, even the best even the good content creators forget to spell. Anyway, just bear with me real quick.
Half the time, so you're not hearing.
I rushed it a little, so...
Sometimes I do it with my uploads as well, so you can hear them.
Yeah, someone also didn't even know how to spell Hadley in Hadley Wood.
They're just dumb.
Okay, yeah, I would say so. Right,
Their tickets, so they should know how to pronounce it. So easy to spell.
You can literally see the station sign, yet you still can't spell it. Anyway, so, moving on to the first topic, London Underground trains. And, I just want to say, yeah, so, what was I saying? Anyway, right, so, let me just say that again. Okay, so, London Underground trains, they are, basically trains that are on the London Underground. Duh.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and we're also going to talk about what's our favourite trains, what's our least favourite trains of the London Underground. Yeah, so let's just start it off with our favourite trains. And I will say my two favourite trains on the London Underground are the 1992 stock and the 1995 stock. It's because they have some very good traction motors, especially since the 1992 stock's getting new traction motors when they get refurbished. That is the very bad thing about it.
Well, for me, it would probably... I hope people don't say, that's really bad train.
Well, like criticise you or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, you could say that.
I don't even know what criticising means, but okay.
Well, my top two favourite trains, I've got to admit, one of them being the 1996 stock, probably, because the livery's recently changed, because it was in the old...
Yeah, it was also in the Queen's Diamond Jubilee livery.
Yeah. My second one probably be the 2009 stock.
I'll be with you on this one because it looks nice.
Yeah.
Because when I looked at the interior display for the first time when I was on the 2009 stock, it reminded me of a car.
And plus, it's never overcrowded when it comes to like rush hour or anything. Because a couple times
What, on the 2009 stock?
I've got it from Walthamstow to like Finsbury Park, and it's like barely empty, even like if it's rush hour or not.
Probably because we're in 2020.
No, this was before 2020. I want to know.
I call that. Well, I think that's a lie right there. Anyway, I just have a feeling. Anyway, moving on to our least favourite London Underground trains, and my least favourite London Underground train will have to be, sorry, but the S stock. Reason being is that it's replaced the most amount of trains that I've ever seen in my life. It's replaced the D stock, it's replaced the C stock, and it's even replaced the A stock. It's the train that I've seen replace the most amount of trains I've seen in my life.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably my top least favourite train, to be honest. And plus, it's always overcrowded when even it's not rush hour or anything.
Probably because people use the subsurface more. Hi, Billy White.
Good.
Don't worry about it. Right. So, now, yes, I don't know what to say about them. But, the 1992 stock particularly is getting refurbished soon, and this might possibly be one of the worst refurbishments I've ever seen, apart from maybe the KQ N1000s. Actually, no, it's even worse than the KQ N1000 series, traction motor change.
Yeah, totally.
We don't even know what it's going to sound like in, 2023?
Some people are predicting it could sound like an S stock, it could sound like the 2009 stock. Nobody knows, but predictions it could be similar to those.
Nah, I'd rather want it to sound... If you are going to change the traction motor, I suggest it should sound like the S-Bahn BR485. If you didn't know what that is, it's basically a U-Bahn train. No, not U-Bahn train, S-Bahn train, sorry. That's been used in Berlin. It's a very nice train. It has so good... The traction motors on these are so good. Yeah, the doors sound... I don't even know.
They're gonna have what's those called? Like onboard display systems, like when next stop is just basically like every other train except the 1972 stock, basically.
Yeah. I'm surprised that the 1972 stock still hasn't got a complete refurbishment yet.
It has, but...
No, like any drastic changes, like with the seats and the interior display, any, serious changes. So, for example,
seats
traction
have been
motors...
changed, but not as much, really. They just changed this seat covering and the colour of it.
Yeah.
That's all they've done so far. Because I got one from Paddington to South Kenton before, and it was a refurbished one, and the only thing that was changed was the how should I explain it? The
seat covers.
It's a different colour.
Yeah, hang on. Hi, Fred's Trains. Anyway, welcome to the podcast, you two. Yeah.
I think that's...
Oh, yes, I am definitely going to miss the bins. Hey, carry on with what you're saying, Josh.
I think, the 1992 stock isn't the best train as much because it's always so crowded, even when it's like 5 stops from its terminus, and it's a bit ridiculous really because it hasn't even got its halfway point to its destination. And personally, each time I go on there, I have to either stand or even sit on the floor because there's literally no seats in any carriage. And it's always so muggy underground as well. I mean, they've got the door windows down in the carriages, but that doesn't help. They've got aircon working, but
well, not really on the 92 stock.
I have felt the aircon on there, and it isn't the greatest condition, really.
Yeah, by the way...
it does blow out off the air, but
let me just...
you just don't feel it.
Yeah, anyway. I'm gonna miss the bins. First one's been scrapped. 321, 322's been scrapped. I don't believe you.
No, that hasn't been scrapped. No,
I don't
it's
believe
gone up to
you.
Scotwell.
No, I don't believe him.
It's been converted to Class 320.
Class 320. Yeah, like every other train in this. Well, hang on. Yeah. Anyway, and hi. I've already said hi to you, Billy.
Have been reported to be scrapped.
Billy, I've already said hi to you. Billy, I've already said hi, you know. The 92 stock is amazing. It is. Yeah, it is a good train.
I mean, it's your opinion, but not my opinion, to be honest.
Anyway, now we're going to move on from that and move on to our next topic, which is Paragon. Now, Paragon, you wouldn't really expect something like this to be on the Robscast. And now, yeah, hang on, just bear with me. Is it? Yeah, Paragons.
They're basically the new replacement for the Adelantes on whole trains.
Yeah, these trains are basically replacements for the so-called "you'll be going nowhere" boxes. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I call them. Yeah, you can't steal my joke anymore. Yeah. So as I was saying, Paragons replaced the replacement for the Adelante trains, which pretty much all of them have now moved to EMR or Grand Central.
At least 2 of them are in the new livery now, which is 110 and 111.
Yeah.
They've been on test from Derby down to Leicester, Sheffield, Nottingham, basically all those.
Hang on, I thought, IEP Atalantes are with Northern at the moment. Do you think I'm gullible? Do you think I'm gullible enough to think that?
Well, to be honest, there is a Grand Central 180 with Northern on loan at the moment because according to TFL, not TFL, Northern, I mean, they've said they've been having a shortage of trains on the Leeds to Harrogate service, mostly, and it's mainly been the Pacers that have been breaking down.
Pacers are crap boxes.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, warning. I just want to give I just want to be serious for a second. Be warned. There may be some strong language in this podcast. I just want to warn you that, because who knows? Someone could be swearing at something at like a sudden. Yeah, suddenly someone could just swear out of nowhere. So I'm just warning you about that. Anyway, so Paragons. We've seen one at Finsbury Park. New video coming up soon. But these Paragons actually look amazing. I looked at a video reviewing the Paragon, and yeah, looking at the outside from one end of the train, you know that little stripe thing. It says King's Cross at one end, and I don't know what it says at the other end, but I think
it says Beverley and Hull.
Oh yeah, Beverley and Hull. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I've seen them a couple times. I've seen one at Hadley Wood, going to London King's Cross from Hull. That was the first one I saw, which was the first one of the day, actually. And then saw another one later on that came from Hull. And that's the only two I've seen so far. And I gotta say, they look not too bad, but I think those trains are a bit suitable for the railway, to be honest, because the Adelantes on whole trains have been breaking down a couple times.
A 317 went to Rochford today to rescue a bin back to Ilford. Very nice bins, are they? Yeah, very nice. Anyway, yeah, enough of Paragon talk. Now let's move on to our final topic. Actually, no, it's not our final topic. Do you know what's missing on here? Guess what's missing on here.
What's that?
Guess.
Buses? I don't know.
No. It's literally at the end of every other podcast I do.
I really don't know, really.
Yeah, I'll let you guys in the chat. Yeah, the people who are in the chat, please guess what the missing topic on here is. The 315s. He said 315s. Okay, bye.
Yeah, what type one? London Overground, TFL Rail.
Can't be London Overground, because... And I don't know why the hell you're spamming 315s. Is it because you love them?
You want to marry it? Follow?
Yeah, anyway, let's move on to our next topic. Random stuff. Now, you wouldn't really expect this. You wouldn't really expect a topic like this to turn up on the podcast. Yeah, so... What was one of the most... so random stuff about trains, and maybe we could just talk about lies, for example, 720s are going to Scotland. Nah, I'm joking. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know why that's there. I don't know why random stuff is there.
Maybe we couldn't think of any other topics.
Maybe. And also, yeah, so you've got one more minute. Actually, no. Ignore what I just said. I'll just give you the answer right now. Hang on. Just give me a second.
317 went down to Watford to rescue a bin, it would be on Facebook by now, but to be honest, that's really hard to believe, really.
Exactly. As we said, we're not gullible enough to think that.
And plus, the only units that can rescue that is 37s, really.
Yeah, like what happened when a 321 pulled some pantograph wires down at Colchester.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a video somewhere where a 12-car 321s failed at Colchester Town and two 37s that were on a OHTT from Stowmarket to Stowmarket.
Stowmarket to Stowmarket, that's very nice. That's a very nice service, isn't it?
It happens every autumn. You get the point. And it went all the way from Clapton to Colchester Town. It was like a, how could I put it, like a maintenance train.
Possibly.
And it went down to Colchester Town. Then it went back to Ilford, and the service it was meant to do, which was Colchester Town to London Liverpool Street, was cancelled, and everyone was stranded there. Well, not really, but they got taken to Colchester to get a fast connection, then it got pulled ECS to Ilford or Colchester carriage sidings.
Okay.
Both of them are.
Anyway, before we move on to the next topic, I think we should say some service updates on TfL. So, as you already know, there is no service on the Waterloo and City line until further notice.
Until the 30th of December. Is the actual date.
That's what you say.
No,
Hang on, whoa. Let me just. According to TfL, it says no Waterloo and City line service until further notice. Well, I wouldn't really, talk a bit more about what the confirmed date is, but it could change, just like Crossrail. Anyway, so yeah, and also so as I said, there is no service on the Waterloo and City line. There is also a part closure on the London tram between Wandle Park and East Croydon, both directions. That's via Church Street and West Croydon. Sorry about that. And finally, there's a part suspension on the Metropolitan line between Rickmansworth and Chesham and Amersham. Sorry. Yeah, I think I said that too slowly. Anyway. Good service on the rest of the Metropolitan line, and tickets will be accepted on London Overground, even though where the line is affected is nowhere near the Overground. Right. Now, let's move on to our final topic, and that is highlights of the week. Now, highlights of the week is basically a let me say this again. So, highlights of the week is basically a topic where we basically talk about the most funniest moments we've had during the week. I would say highlights of the month, should I say? But I'll just say highlights of the week anyway.
That should work, I guess.
Okay.
I can confirm that there's no London Overground 315s at all.
Okay.
Because the last one done its public service on Tuesday. And the next day it went up to Northampton.
Okay. We'll be back in a second. I'm back. So, now let's talk about highlights of the week. So, let me talk about my highlights of the week. And today, actually, we've had a non-uniform day. Fun. And also, we're going. What else have I seen today? Oh yeah, I've seen a green Enviro 400 MMC a lot, with the registration plate WLT546. Now, if you're wondering what that is the Macmillan something like that. I think it's the Macmillan MMC, which is about cancer research and all that. Now, we wouldn't normally announce this, but okay, I forgot what I was going to say. Anyway, Josh, what are your highlights of the week?
Well, since some recent trends for buses, you could say, which one of them came down from Bristol. That was like a AX400, you could say.
Yep, I did.
And that's only happening because there's been shortage of buses, because they've been breaking on these school routes in the morning mainly, and plus there's been less buses turning up during the day as well.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Is there any other highlight from you?
To be fair, I do have another highlight, which could be you can't mix bubbles.
Yeah, you can't mix bubbles apparently.
You have to be in like certain sections, and you can't even like mix with other year groups.
Yeah, but this is all thanks to the pandemic.
Which China's so responsible.
Whoa. I will not talk about that. Right. Yeah, as I said at the start of the podcast, it's Josh's first time on the podcast, so expect things to go crazy, should I say. Anyway, wait, did I name this Robscast episode 8 the entire time? 7 the entire time? No, I didn't. Anyway.
I really don't know.
So let me say the service updates again, in case you haven't heard me. So, in case you haven't heard me, there is no as you already know, there is no service on the Waterloo and City line until further notice. There is also a park closure on the tram between Wandle Park and East Croydon. That's both via Church Street and West Croydon, both directions. And is also a part suspension on the Metropolitan line between Rickmansworth and Chesham and Amersham. And thanks to the pandemic, there is also going to be no night tube or night overground services.
To maintain social distancing, reason one.
So some stations will operate with reduced hours. Yeah. So if you heard what I just said, apparently some stations will operate with reduced hours. For example, Chancery Lane.
Yeah.
Chancery Lane is a good example. Anyway, I think we will end the podcast here. Before I end the podcast completely, I just want to make a few announcements. Chances are very high that the next podcast will be on my birthday. In case you're wondering, that is the 5th of November, 2020. And some other news is, a game of mine is turning 1 year old on the 2nd of November. Do not mention the name, but my bus game is turning 1 year old soon. So, yeah. And also, did you not realise this entire time that today, last year, the 313 Farewell Tour was running?
Pretty sad to see those go, really.
Same. They've been very reliable.
Well, they were, yes. They've never broken down.
Unlike the 717s we've seen at Alexandra Palace.
It had a train fault. Not breaking down.
Anyway, that is the end of the Robscast. Chances are very high the next episode you'll be seeing, episode 9, is on my birthday. Anyway, see you next time, I guess. Bye!
Bye!